Honestly, I've gotten less mature since then, I think. I'm a very awkward gal. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Haley Lou. I'm here with 17. This is a look back at my career, then versus now. Oh my gosh, last year was my 10-year mark. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how my career's changed. Unfortunately, that hasn't gotten any better with the memorizing lines thing. The main thing that's changed then versus now with lines is like, in the past, I had a very like kind of nervous energy and like get every line right and like know it all by heart and all that kind of stuff. And I think now, obviously I still memorize my lines. That is an important aspect of my job. But I think now I just am more focused on like the character and the creative and the collaborative experience. I kind of like just being like an open book, an open, vulnerable book when I show up to set. Let me tell you, there was a time little 16-year-old Haley just wanted to be an actress and she was just desperate. I was auditioning for like 30-year-olds at 16. I was auditioning for 12-year-olds. I was literally doing it all because I just wanted to learn so bad. And the only way you can learn really is doing. The focus was it all, do it all until something sticks. Now, I still have to work very hard, but I do feel like I have more kind of freedom to really like be allowed to connect to something and then decide to do it or not. That's really important for me because I've also gotten exhausted from that desperation and throwing myself at so many things. I know what it feels like to work on something and not be super connected to it and fulfilled by it creatively, and that is exhausting. Honestly, I feel like it's always been based off whatever character I'm playing. I've done a lot of teenager things, and surprisingly, there's a lot of that like no makeup look, which I kind of got sick of because that's not actually how teenagers are. Like when I was a teenager, it's either you're like showing up to school and you're getting 5 hours of sleep because you're studying for something, you show up and you've got nothing on, actually, zits and all, or you are like experimenting and it's a form of self-expression and like doing something like, punky or edgy or explorational. Is that a word? I don't know. Recently, in the last couple years, I've like really embraced just truly doing whatever makeup and look makes sense for the person that I'm playing. I've done movies where I literally wear a lick of anything. And then, the lighting people get mad because I'm all shiny. But I'm like, guess what? Sometimes people are shiny. But I've yet to do something that takes like hours and hours because prosthetics or something like that. Although that would be so freaking cool because I really want to play an alien. Honestly, this movie that is coming out now called After Yang was genuinely the coolest time I've ever had figuring out a character in terms of like what she looked like and how she expressed herself. It really helped me to understand the inner kind of being of the character more, and it just felt very different than me and very different than kind of anything I'd ever seen before. That was honestly probably the coolest for me. I think that this is like one of those things where the nerves kind of have stayed the same level of nerves, but the reason why I'm nervous has changed. My nerves at the beginning, I just wanted to impress. I wanted people to like me, which is sad. And I feel sad for little me sometimes, but it was so focused like on the outward thing. And I was like nervous about that, nervous about meeting the other actors I'm working with or like doing a good job for the director. Now the nerves are like, am I going to be able to like do justice to this character? Or how am I going to be away from my cat for that long? Or like, I don't know, the nerves, but mainly the character stuff, but the cat stuff too. Dance is such a present activity. Like you have to be so present to be able to dance because you're totally in your body, and it's also an emotional experience, but like you just have to be so like just aware of yourself and connected to yourself and present. And I think that is something that I brought over to acting. So I think that dancing has really kind of like meshed in, and there's like a parallel there. And then really drawing inspiration is kind of different on every job because it's just based off of whatever that character is going through and kind of getting into their body and psyche and kind of like experiencing things kind of through them or how you think they would. It's not like I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, think about like dying things or whatever. Like I really have to draw the inspiration from the material itself and from the circumstances the character's in, and then just being present in all of that? Well, my biggest dream that little Haley had, and still kind of little, but older Haley still has, is dancing in movies and bringing dancing and acting together. That's my actual biggest dream. Back in Arizona, where I'm from, I had done dance competitions and danced at school and danced after school, danced on the weekends. That was my life, was dance. But I had this like intense calling itch thing to be an actor. And then when I moved to LA, it became all about acting. And I've always wanted to be able to bring those two worlds together, because I just feel like dance is such a underrated form of storytelling. I guess nothing's really changed, because that was my dream then, and it's still my dream now, and it hasn't fully hit. Still hoping there on that one. Honestly, I've gotten less mature since then, I think. My favorite movie then, probably Titanic or I Am Sam with Dakota Fanning and Sean Penn. And my favorite movie now is Inside Out. Inside Out is the perfect film. It is the best movie in the world. I've seen it over 50 times. I might even watch it again tonight. It is so cathartic and therapeutic and amazing. Sadness is the unsung hero of the world. No other emotion can allow us to feel compassion. But since sadness has felt sad, when someone else is sad, you can relate and be there for that person. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling a little bit emotional thinking about talking to little Haley. Just that everything kind of in life, in my creative, professional world, in my personal life, everything that happens, like, you are going to be able to get through. You are. There's really nothing that can happen that we can't get through, unless, you know, like what happened in Don't Look Up happened and we all exploded because of a meteor or whatever. Like that'd be pretty tough to get through. But there were times in my career I wouldn't get something, or something would feel so hard and so heavy and so impossible, and I would like blame myself for it so bad, and it would feel so hopeless. I still feel sadness when things aren't great in life, but I'm able to be like, I can get through this. I'm capable of getting through this. It will pass, and you're okay. I just wish that little me knew that in certain moments, because I cried a lot. I still cry a lot. I cried a lot of tears that I could have been more compassionate for myself and understanding of the big picture, I think. Honestly, a concept that my parents always kind of taught me growing up, quality over quantity. And I always understood it in that way. But then through meeting Kogonada, who I did Columbus and After Yang with, he really kind of reintroduced that concept of like less is more. And sometimes it's okay to like hold back. Sometimes it's okay to like show restraint. And I think that that is good for me in every aspect of my life, because I'm always like this. So like sometimes it's nice to just kind of sit back and observe, and it's okay to just like pick those things that are really powerful or important or whatever, and give your energy to those things and those people. Thanks for watching. Curious to know how you think I've changed over time. Let me know if I'm doing a good job or not in the comments below. Please just don't say anything too mean though, because the internet is not a place for bullies. We have to build each other up. So just basically give me a bunch of compliments. Okay, cool.